Uh, the group from ESP, the Extra Special People, came and they visit us at least once a year, sometimes twice. It was a perfect day. They provided crowd noise for our 1 minute drill. It was awesome. And we got a chance to spend time with them afterwards. But pretty neat way to finish this this open day practice. So we had another good day. We got after it pretty good, and I think we improved. You got a question? Y'all waiting for me to pick my nose because it is itching right now.
Go ahead and get that out of the way.
No, I'll wait.
Pause.
Yeah.
Well, I got something to get to. Probably unpleasant. I mean, just last year, obviously, what happened in the Florida game defensively was, I don't think anybody expected it going in, and certainly they had a hard time rationalizing it going out. New staff, same quarterback, a little bit different offense. I mean, is there anything that
I'm sure they'll look at the film from a year ago and see what happened. I mean, there was enough success to take a look. And like you say, same quarterback. So that game plan worked pretty good.
So obviously I would assume this is a game of redemption for the defense. I'm sure Jeremy Pruitt and his guys, want another crack at this.
Well, giving up that much yardage on the ground is not pleasant for any defense, and so we'll be working hard to make sure it doesn't happen again.
Is that something that comes up? I mean, at all? I mean, whether it's between you guys as coaches, whether you want to relay that at all to the players at all? I mean, I know you guys are doing the whole one game at the time thing, but do you kind of think back that they kind of took you back?
Well, we're playing Florida, and we'll certainly be looking at some of that tape from a year ago. So I don't think we'll have to remind them. You guys do a pretty good job of that, and the fans do. And not that it's bad. It's just reporting the news. Just didn't do a good job last night. Didn't do a good job last year at all.
If I'm remembering it right, there was a lot of one of the biggest issues was just the outside linebackers keeping contained and fighting through run blocks. And I know this was a point of emphasis in the preseason and everything else. So do you feel like these outside linebackers, guys like Lorenzo Carter and Davin Bellamy, have improved in that regard?
Well, yeah. I mean, they're a year older and a year stronger and all that kind of thing. A year more experienced. But it's there was a lot of things that didn't go right that day. So I'm not going to put it on the outside linebackers.
Have you typically used the bye week the way you have this week and kind of the fundamental stuff rather than using it to be 2 weeks to prepare a game plan?
We have. What happens is, like, for example, Sunday we had recruits in town, official visits. Monday we did need to clean up and finish up the Missouri game, watch the film, do our honor roll, make corrections, all those types of things on Monday. And then Monday night, a lot of our coaches just went on the road recruiting. It's just time you got to get on the road. And you get so many opportunities to have evaluations this time of year. So we took advantage of Tuesday, and we're doing the same thing tomorrow. But the last couple of days we've been studying the film and starting to implement the game plan, offense, defense, kicking game. So we're ahead of the game, and we'll be further ahead. Sunday we'll be a little further along. Plus, next week's Monday won't have to be devoted to the game prior. We'll have Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays all to focus on in Florida rather than using Monday to clean up the last game. So I mean, we're ahead of the game, and it's pretty typical how we're going about it.
Coach Sharon not there today.
Recruiting.
How are you feeling at this point about John Atkins and Jordan Jenkins maybe having a chance to play against Florida?
I say it's questionable right now. Neither one of them have practiced yet, so we'll just have to see it. Friday, Saturday, Sunday is a pretty good stretch, so hopefully with the treatment and rest, hopefully they'll be able to get to practicing.
It is a situation where both of those guys being hurt like that, you you ask them to stay in town and keep getting treated and do the?
Well, they're both. I'm pretty sure they're both going to stay in town, but there are things they can do. Ron has things they can transport. I mean, or take with them and get some treatment on their own.
Just a week off coming at the perfect time for Sony to let him kind of get that.
Yeah, I think so. A lot of guys. I mean, so many guys are just banged up, and you know, we talk about getting people healthy and giving everybody rest, but we did work hard yesterday and today because we still feel like there's some things we got to get better at fundamentally. So, you know, I was saying it's a balance of trying to get all that done. Now, the stretch from tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, that's by far the longest stretch since camp began of anybody having some free time to let their body rest and just get a little bit of a break from it. So I'm hoping that'll be therapeutic for everybody, coaches included, and get everybody a little bit, you know, revived and ready to go for the second half of the season.
And I know it came at a good time to bye week, but is this kind of where you like to have one every year, or?
It's a good spot. I mean, you know, somewhere around mid-season is a good spot. I mean, some years you get two. I think one of my first or second year, might have been 2002. It seemed like we had one week 2, or no, maybe that was what 9/11 was. 9/11. No, that was 2001.
That would have been
That was my first year. I think my second year. It seemed like early anyway. We had like an open date the second game, and then we went like 10, 11 in a row after that. But yeah, I think mid-season's a good time.
You've virtually every rivalry series that Georgia has, you've turned them around during your tenure here. This one's been obviously a little bit tougher. Just what talk about the Florida dynamic. You know, if they talk about it, it always comes down to the East. It looks like this maybe factor again this year.
Well, I always look at this game. I mean, where it is in the season, you're hoping when you play, it's a huge game for the race to Atlanta. You know it's going to be a big game no matter what, whether you know everybody's 4-0 or in league play or whatever it is, or 0-4. I mean, it's going to be a big game when Georgia plays Florida. We know that part, but you know, you always want it to be as meaningful as possible. You want it to be on the national stage. You want you want the game to be relevant in regard to trying to, you know, get to the SEC championship game, and I mean that's where we're at right now. So that's a good thing, and both teams know how important it is.
You talked about the longest stretch, that 3-day stretch they'll have off camp. I mean, obviously that's an opportunity for them to do some things that they don't normally get a chance to do. I mean, have you talked to them for the last time at this point now?
We did.
Get a chance to...
We did. We talked to them. We had a team meeting prior to practice and talked a little bit about what it was going to look like. We have a checkout procedure. We make sure everybody handles all their academic responsibilities before they leave town, and then we expect them all back Sunday evening around 7:30. Have a team meeting at 7:30. We push our academic meetings till starting at about 8 o'clock, so they can, you know, steal as much of the weekend as possible. Normally academics might start as early as 6, but we want to make it a little bit later. And then we just talked about, you know, things like if you're going to be traveling, be safe. If you're going to be trying to enjoy yourself, do it the right way. If you're going to be with family, you know, enjoy that too. But and then, you know, do your best to get rest. Do your best to, you know, take advantage of the time that your body has to heal. You know, great nutrition, hydration, rest, good rest, good sleep. You know, Ron spent some time talking to him about the difference between, you know, a lot of hours of sleep and just the quality of sleep. There were some studies done that just talked about, you know, the importance of how dark the room is that you're in, how quiet the room is that you're in. You know, those types of things. We're just trying to help educate them to get as much rest as possible.
Does Christian Payne look on track for next week, given the weekend?
Another questionable. He didn't practice yet. Mm-mm.
How about Jay Rowe? Didn't see.
He had a little bit of an ankle sprain in the game, and he just wasn't ready to go. But my guess is he'll start practicing next week. That's my best guess. Yeah, we're actually going to leave Thursday night, get there in time really to go to bed, and then we'll let them sleep in, and then we'll kind of start our normal Friday dynamic. Um, we may they may catch a movie or something during the day because it's a long day over there. And then we're just gonna give them time to just downtime again to catch a nap or whatever they want to do to rest.
One more, anybody?
How the quarterbacks thrown?
Not bad. I mean, lot. There was. I'll tell you what. There's some nice plays made by Jason Stanley, Chigbu, Shakiri. The freshmen that besides Terry Godwin, the four guys we signed. The young receivers did a nice job. And there was a lot of reps by everybody. I mean, the ones, twos, and threes got reps, good on good, or however you want to say it, offense versus defense. No, not very little scout. We had scout teamwork, but we had very little scout teamwork. So guys had a chance to go play and make plays, and it was fun to watch. There's some great interceptions too, unfortunately for the offense, but it seems like every time you turn around, Dominique's picking something off, But a lot of good pass rush. At times there was some great pass protection. I mean, it was a good battle, offense versus defense, I thought. And we finished the day with 1 minute drill, needing a field goal. Marshall kicked the ball extremely well. Offense was able to get the ball in position to kick field goals and made them, or Marshall made all his kicks anyway. So it's a good day. All right.